Yes, yes. All right, today, what is on the agenda? That'll be a flipping through the cards of Fantasy Realms, the Cursed Hoard. I messed around and ordered this one on a bulk order a while ago. Then I messed around and forgot I did it. So now I'm going ahead and logging all my games. And then I ordered this one and forgot I had done this one. And then both of them came around the same time. Stupid. But anyway, we're going to leave this one alone, sell that one, and then we'll keep this one that's already been opened. Let's do it. I got a whole nother gameplay of Fantasy Realms just waiting. So I'll wait till I do this to premiere that. Somebody probably bought the new edition and then just sold this expansion because it's already included in the new edition. Alright, read the back. As the realms gather for conflict, something new has arrived to change the balance of power. A hoard of ancient artifacts has been uncovered, each of which brings considerable power to alter the course of the battle. However, each artifact also carries a curse which will shadow anyone foolish or greedy enough to wield its power. Fantasy Realms, the Cursed Hoard expansion consists of two parts that can be added to the base game either separately or combined. A hoard of cursed item cards that forms a separate deck, and a set of 3 new suits representing new structures, inhabitants that are added to your base game. Not a complete deck requires Fantasy Realms to play. 47 cards, 1 rule book. First of all, to keep the vendor honest, Noble Knight, let's count the cards. 47 cards, 1 rule book. I've never been done wrong by these guys. Oh man. Yeah, something happened. Alright, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 46, 47, Perfecto Mundo. We'll go rules first. As the realms gather, same thing. Alright, Fantasy Realms, the Cursed Hoard expansion. A hoard of cursed items cards forms a separate deck. These cards don't go in your hand, but are played in front of you. When used, they're turned face down and are usually worth negative points. They're cursed after all. At the end of the game, some provide positive points, but negative effects. 3 suits representing new structures and inhabitants are added to your base game deck. They offer new ways to combo with other cards and expand the importance of the discard area. Okay, nice. And if you don't know, this is a game where on your turn, you'll take a card either from the communal discard, which the game ends when 10 cards, I believe, enter the communal discard. And then you can either take a card from the top of the deck, the communal deck, or you can take one from the discard. So, like, you can prolong the game by everybody taking a card from the discard, but as soon as 10 cards enter the communal discard, the game is over. Something like that. And this game, there's Fantasy Realms, and there's also Marvel Remix, which is the same system, but the Marvel Remix adds like a separate villain deck. That's also great too. Alright, 3 new suits representing, part 1, cursed items. Cursed items are a separate deck of cards from the regular deck. They have different backs. At the beginning of the game, shuffle the deck and deal each player a cursed item card face up. Face up, okay, so everybody can see it. During your turn, you may choose one of 3 options for your face up cursed item card. Do nothing with your cursed item card. It stays face up in front of you and you may use it on a later turn. Discard your face up cursed item card at the end of your turn. It goes into a separate face up discard pile, not the discard area. Then you draw a new cursed item and put it face up in front of you. If the deck of cursed items is used up, shuffle the discards and reuse them. Use the cursed item card. Some cards give you an action which replaces your regular turn. Others may be played at any time during your turn, including before you draw from the deck or discard area, or after you discard. When you use a cursed item, flip it face down and keep it in front of you. All face down cursed item cards score at the end of the game. Most, but not all, will have negative points. At the end of your turn, draw a new cursed item card to replace the one you just played. No matter which option you choose, at the end of your turn, you should always have exactly one face-up cursed item card and any number of face-down cards. You may check your face-down cards at any time, but may never check your opponent's. Nice. Alright, when playing the 2-player rules, drawing 2 cards and discarding 1, don't draw any cursed items until you have 7 or 8 cards in hand, depending on whether you are playing the base game or the base game plus the new suits. Part 2, buildings, outsiders, and undead, the new factions. There are 3 new suits that may be added to the deck: buildings, outsiders, and undead. You must add them to, them and the guardian card as a group. And you also need to replace the following base game cards with their cursed Hoard versions: Bell Tower, Rangers, World Tree, Shapeshifter, Mirage, Great Flood, Necromancer, Fountains of Life. Setup and rules changes. Since the new suits will dilute the deck and make it more difficult to draw combos, the game has been expanded to restore the balance. At the beginning of the game, draw 8 cards instead of 7 and maintain an 8-card hand throughout the game. In addition, the end of the game is triggered when 12 cards are in the discard rather than 10. Okay, the suits, the buildings, no special rules. The outsiders hand expansion. The genie and leprechaun in the outsider suit allow new cards to be added to your hand at the end of the game, similar to how the necromancer works in the base game. These draws happen before any blinkings, doppelganger effects, and before any undead score. Man, it sounded like my game that I love. They redid that game, Ethnos. It sounded like Ethnos right now. When using these 3 cards in any combination, there's a new rule: you may never have more than 9 cards in your hand for any reason. This also applies to the portal in the cursed items section of this expansion. If at any time you have more than 9 cards in your hand, you must immediately discard cards until you have 9 cards. Cards discarded this way may not have already been used to draw extra cards. Examples. All right, let's flip through the cards. All right, the dungeon gives you 7 points. It's a building. All right, dungeon, building, 7 points. Bonus, plus 10 for each for the first undead, beast, and artifact, plus 5 for each additional card in any of these suits, and necromancer, warlock, lord, demon. Right? Castle, 10-pointer, building type, bonus, plus 10 for the first leader, army, land, in each other building, plus 5 for each additional. So it looks like buildings, they focus on being the plus 10 for the first. I don't recall other factions doing that, suits doing that. The sum, bonus the sum, 21-point crypt, bonus the sum of each base strength of all undead. Okay, the sum of all undead. And then penalty, blanks all leaders. Yeah, and if you don't know, the game of Fantasy Realms, it's just a game of you put a card in your tableau every turn. I think you put one in your tableau every turn, something like that. And then you're just adding what it says at the end, and then you do addition and subtraction. Sometimes you might multiply or something like that, and then there's different factions or whatever, 7 different suits which are factions, and then you try to optimize and then play accordingly with what comes out. All right, guardian, 11-pointer, land. Okay, land and building. Plus 11 for each leader and beast. Penalty, blanked by any undead, necromancer, or demon. A lot of cards you don't want to get, and some you do want to get. Stuff like that. Genie, outsider, minus 50 points. Make sure I got, okay, so 2 different card backs. The OG one, and then the curses, black curses. Alright, Genie. Bonus +10 for per other player. At the end of the game, look through the draw deck and put one card in your hand. Resolves after Leprechaun. Gets a -50, but +10 for each other player. Building, land, outsider. I think we got the Judge, outsider, +10 for each card that contains a penalty that's not cleared. 11-pointer. And then we got the Angel, 16-pointer, outsider. Bonus, prevent one other card from being blanked. This card can never be blanked. Leprechaun, needs me shillings. 20 points. Bonus, draw the top card from the deck at the end of the game and add it to your hand. Resolves before Genie. Put you up under the Genie. I think we got the Demon, 45 points. Like that chest. I've seen that in other media, but I don't recall where exactly. I mean, maybe Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, maybe. I don't know. A 45-pointer penalty for every non-outsider card. If that card is the only card you have in that suit, then that card is blanked. This takes place before any other blanking. Okay. Dark Queen, undead. First undead. Dark Queen, 10-pointer. Bonus +5 for each land, flood, flame, weather, and unicorn in the discard area. Undead Ghoul, 8-pointer. +4 for each wizard, leader, army, beast, and undead in the discard area. Okay, this cares about the discard area. Undead, 12-pointer. +6 for each wizard, artifact, and outsider discard. A lot of people say Lich, but I believe it's really actually pronounced the like. 13-pointer. +10 for Necromancer and each other undead. Undead may not be blanked. Death Knight, 14 points. +7 for each weapon and army in the discard area. Bell Tower. Yeah, I think buildings have always been in the game. Bell Tower, 8-pointer. +15 with any one wizard or undead. Flood, Fountain of Life, 1-pointer. Add the base strength of any building, weapon, flood, flame, land, or weather. Great Flood, 32-pointer, blanks all armies, all buildings, all lands except mountain, and all flames except lighting. And I think when they say all, I think it just means all of yours, not everybody's. Army, 5-point Rangers, +10 for each land and building. Clears the word army from all penalties. Nice. Necromancer, wizard, 3 power, 3 points. At the end of the game, you may take one army, leader, wizard, beast, or undead from the discard area and add it to your hand. Undead may not be blanked. Artifacts. World Tree, 2-pointer, +70 if every non-blank card is a different suit. Big point swing there. Shapeshifter, wild, 0 points. May duplicate the name and suit of any one artifact, leader, wizard, weapon, beast, or undead in the game. Does not take the bonus penalty or base strength of the card duplicated. Okay, doesn't take the bonus. Alright. Then we got Mirage, which is another wild 0-pointer. May duplicate the name and suit of any army, building, land, weather, flood, flame in the game. Does not take the bonus. Same type of deal. And then on to the curses. Spyglass, -1 point. Okay, so it's face up, then you put it face down. And then that kind of, you got to remember what it is of the opponents. Because when you're doing your final count or whatever, you might not remember what's under there. Alright, Spyglass, -1. Anytime look at another player's hand, this item's base value is -10 in a 2-player game. Alright, like how they say what it is straight up instead of making you look at the book for that information. Alright, Sarcophagus, 5 positive points. Replace turn, take the top card of the deck and place it directly in the discard area. Then end your turn. The makeup of your hand will not change this turn. Okay, replace turn. All right. Blindfold, 5 positive points. Replace turn. Reverse normal turn order. Discard a card first, then draw a card from the deck. Book of Prophecy, -1. Anytime, look at the bottom 7 cards of the deck, then replace them there. Crystal Ball, -1. Anytime, name a suit. All other players must reveal all cards they possess of that suit. Market Wagon, -2. Replace a replace turn, reveal a card from your hand. Any other player may reveal up to 3 cards to offer in exchange. You may choose to trade your card for one of them. If no offer is acceptable, keep your card or discard it and draw from the deck. Backpack, -2. Anytime, draw 3 cursed items and set them aside face up. The next 3 times you would draw a new cursed item from the deck. You must take one of these cards instead. Shovel, -2. Anytime, put a card from the discard area on the bottom of the deck. Seal Vault, anytime, cover 2 cards in the discard area with this card. They still count towards the end of the game and give bonuses to undead, but no one but you may take them, and they are immune to shuffle and the gold mirror. Crystal Lens, anytime, you may peek at the top card of the deck before deciding whether to draw from the deck or the discard area. Larcenous Gloves, -3. Anytime, steal the face-up cursed item from another player. You must use it immediately. The player you stole from must immediately draw a replacement from the cursed item deck. Junkyard Map, -3. Anytime, take one of the top 3 discarded cursed items and play it immediately. Winged Boots, -4. Anytime, put the top card of the deck directly into the discard area. Staff of Transmutation, -4. Replace turn. Return 3 to 8 cards from your hand to the bottom of the deck and replace them from the top of the deck. Rake, -4. Replace turn. Draw 2 cards from the discard area, then discard 2 cards. Treasure Chest, -5. Worth plus 25 points at the end of the game if you have at least 3 other cursed items face down. Nice. Fish Book, -6. Replace turn. Draw 2 cards from the deck, then discard any 2 cards. Repair Kit, -6. Copy timing of copy card. Copy the ability of any cursed item you have already played other than Backpack, Sarcophagus, Blindfold, and Treasure Chest. Discard and redraw if you have no face down cursed items. Hourglass, -7. After turn, take an extra turn. Don't replace this card with a new cursed item until after your second turn. Gold Mirror, anytime, -8. Man, these are getting escalatingly worse on the negative points. Anytime, put 3 cards from the discard area on the bottom of the deck. Replace them with the top 3 cards of the deck. Cauldron, -9. Replace turn. Instead of drawing a card from the deck, draw 3 cards, then place 2 of them on the top or bottom of the deck, or 1 each before you discard normally. Lantern, -10. Replace turn. Name a suit. Draw from the deck until you draw a card from that suit or until you have drawn 10 cards. Wild cards don't count. If you draw a card from the named suit, keep it and discard a different card from your hand. Show the other cards you drew and reshuffle them into your deck. I forget if you keep 5 cards in your hand at all times in this game. Something like that. Alright, then we got Portal. Skip your discard phase this turn. You will have 1 extra card in your hand from now on. Yeah, so I think it might be a permanent, you always have 7 cards in hand, something like that. -20 points. Okay, skip your discard phase, but you'll pay 20 points for that. 30 points. Wishing Ring. Anytime, look through the deck and place any cards you wish to on top. You may do this immediately before you draw. Reshuffle the deck at the end of your turn. Okay, get exactly the cards you need, yeah. Get something to get a 70 point, 100 point swing, definitely. Alright, very eager to play this. Fantasy Realms Cursed Hoard expansion. I hate when they do, when they make the big box of the game, they throw something some tiny incremental mini expansion in there. So even if you buy the base game with the expansion, you still need to get the big box to have everything. But I sell games, so I can go ahead and sell these when I get tired of it and buy the big box. Anyway, Boyo Games, like, comment, subscribe. Woo, tang, woo, tang.